Suyu, the senior members have reached a unanimous decision to expel you from the family. You have 2 days to move out of the Zhang family. In the Silver Moon Imperial City, in the Changlan City, within the Zhang family's conference hall, the cold verdict echoed loudly. Suyu's heart was desolate, his face as pale as a sheet of paper. He could not believe that the Zhang family would be so ungrateful. 3 days ago, in the 10,000 Beast Mountains, he had fought alone against a demonic beast to protect the young master, successfully killing it but also inadvertently shattering his Dantian. This caused his internal spiritual energy to dissipate, destroying years of cultivation. Now, not only did the Zhang family fail to commend him, but they also decided to expel him from the family. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Suyu laughed out of extreme anger, his eyes sweeping over the ugly faces of the numerous elders, speaking sarcastically. The Zhang family, one of the 2 major families in Changlan City, controlling half of the city's industrial resources. How impressive and mighty. I never thought that such a group of traitors and renegades would exist. It's truly laughable, laughable. As the words fell, the head of the Zhang family remained seated above, silent. The Grand Elder stepped forward, his voice stern. Suyu, the Zhang family has raised your brother and you for several years. If you do not remember our kindness, that is fine, but to repay us with slander is unforgivable. You are truly asking for death. As the words fell, the Grand Elder's spiritual energy erupted, his aura instantly rushing towards Suyu. Suyu was hit as if by a heavy blow, flying out of the conference hall and landing heavily on the ground. Before he could get up, an unchallengeable voice sounded. Considering your contribution in protecting the young master, we will spare your life. This will serve as a lesson. If there is a next time, we will take the lives of your entire family. Furthermore, you have 3 days to leave the Zhang family. Otherwise, do not blame the Zhang family for showing no mercy. A trace of blood hung at the corner of Suyu's mouth as he struggled to rise from the ground, his chest aching, his eyes flashing with a fierce light, staring at the numerous elders in the conference hall. The cold and indifferent faces of each one instantly pierced his heart. He never imagined that the place where he had sold his life for 5 years would be filled with such ungrateful and heartless people. At the age of 11, he became a beast hunter for the Zhang family, hunting hundreds of demonic beasts, bringing great benefits to the family. Now, just 3 days after his Dantian was shattered, he was being expelled from the family. Thinking of this, Suyu clenched his fists tightly, his eyes bloodshot, his heart burning with anger, unable to calm down. A fierce voice echoed in his mind, if there is ever a day when I can turn the tables, I will make everyone suffer, and I will erase the entire Zhang family from Changlan City. Suyu, dragging his injured body, turned and left silently. On the way, many Zhang family disciples saw Suyu's appearance and began to comment. Poor Suyu, losing his cultivation and being expelled from the family, his future days will surely be tough. Indeed. Over the years, he has hunted many demonic beasts for the Zhang family, but now he has met such an end. Chi, they are just hired beast hunters for the Zhang family. Now that he is a cripple, he must be expelled from the family. After all, the family does not support useless people. As Suyu left the conference hall, he heard the discussions of the Zhang family disciples, feeling a chill in his heart. However, he did not respond, leaving a desolate back view for everyone. Soon, Suyu returned to his residence and pushed the door open. The next moment, Suling, his sister, walked up with a worried expression, asking, "Brother, you're back. What did the elders say?" Suyu's brows furrowed, his voice hoarse and low. "The elders have expelled me from the family and given us 3 days to move out of the Zhang family." His words shocked Suling, who instantly flared up with anger, speaking indignantly. "The Zhang family is so unreasonable. I will go and confront them." Saying this, Suling headed towards the door, but before she could take a few steps, she was stopped by Suyu. Suyu had seen their ugly faces and knew that Suling going would only bring humiliation, so he held her back. "Don't go, it's no use." Hearing this, Suling could no longer hold back her tears, her voice trembling with sobs. "What are we going to do now? What should we do? Let me tell you what to do." Before Suyu could answer, a mocking voice rang out. Then, a young figure pushed the door open. The youth looked to be around 16 or 17 years old, with a face as beautiful as jade, willow leaf eyebrows, phoenix eyes, and a faint smile on his lips. He walked in with the gait of a spoiled young master. Recognizing the person, Suyu's pupils constricted. It was Zhang Wenbin, the young master of the Zhang family. 3 days ago, it was Zhang Wenbin who insisted on entering the depths of the 10,000 Beast Mountains, leading to the encounter with a second-level demonic beast, which ultimately resulted in Suyu's Dantian being destroyed. Suyu's current predicament was undoubtedly closely related to Zhang Wenbin. "Zhang Wenbin, why are you here?" Hearing this, Zhang Wenbin was slightly taken aback, then shifted his gaze to Suyu, speaking mockingly. "I came to see what has become of the hero who saved my life. Also, Suyu, you changed your attitude so quickly. You are just expelled from the family, and you no longer call me young master." The anger that had not yet dissipated in Suyu's heart surged again, his fists clenching involuntarily, his nails piercing his palms, causing drops of blood to seep through. His eyes flashed with a murderous intent, staring fixedly at Zhang Wenbin. If it were not for Zhang Wenbin, how could he have ended up like this? Not only did he not show gratitude, but he also came to gloat, making Suyu even angrier. "Hey, don't look at me with such eyes, I'm so scared." Zhang Wenbin pretended to pat his chest, his face full of playful smiles, showing no fear at all. Suyu's face was cold, his knuckles white from clenching his fists, as he shouted, "Zhang Wenbin, what do you want here?" Ignoring the question, Zhang Wenbin shifted his gaze to Suling, his eyes filled with lust and greed. "I'm here to make a deal with you." "No deal." Without a moment's hesitation, Suyu refused, his response clear and decisive. Suyu no longer trusted anyone from the Zhang family and would not consider any deal. Although Suling was curious, she remained silent, following Suyu's lead. "Ha ha!" Zhang Wenbin chuckled coldly and continued. "Don't rush to refuse, hear me out. You are now a cripple. Once you leave the Zhang family, you will find it hard to find a place to stay. I can provide you with a place to stay, but there is a condition." At this point, Zhang Wenbin fixed his gaze on Suling, his desire burning intensely. "That is, Suling must spend the night with me, then." "Beast!" Before Zhang Wenbin could finish, Suyu's anger could no longer be contained. He burst out, swinging his fists at Zhang Wenbin. Seeing the weak attack, Zhang Wenbin's face showed a hint of disdain. You might have intimidated me before, but now, crushing you is as easy as crushing an ant. As he spoke, his internal energy flowed, and his body moved slightly to dodge Suyu's attack. He then transformed his hand into a palm and struck Suyu's chest directly. Puffed. A mouthful of blood spurted out, and Suyu felt as if his insides were churning like a raging sea, the pain unbearable. He crashed to the ground heavily. Brother! Suling looked at Suyu anxiously, then turned her gaze to Zhang Wenbin, clenching her small fists and charging at him. Don't go over there! Seeing Suling attack Zhang Wenbin, Suyu shouted in a desperate voice. He knew that with Suling's strength, she was no match for Zhang Wenbin, and going over was like walking to her death. Although Suling was 12 years old, she had not yet opened her Dantian to begin cultivation. She was just an ordinary person and could not stand against Zhang Wenbin. Sure enough, the next moment, Suling was held in Zhang Wenbin's arms, trapped in place. Zhang Wenbin's face was filled with a perverted smile as he greedily examined Suling. Tsk. At such a young age, you are so naturally beautiful. How can anyone not be moved? But I have never played with someone so young. Don't worry, I will be gentle. Beast! Suyu, enduring the pain, climbed up from the ground with a ferocious expression. After a roar of anger, he charged at Zhang Wenbin. But Suyu's charge was like a moth flying into a flame, leading to his own destruction. The next moment, Zhang Wenbin kicked Suyu directly. Another mouthful of blood spurted out, and Suyu fell heavily to the ground, unable to get up. Brother! Perhaps due to a momentary lapse, Zhang Wenbin let Suling escape his control. She hurried to Suyu's side, supporting him with her arm. Brother, how are you? Suyu was in a wretched state, his face covered in blood. The pain in his body made it impossible for him to stand. Suyu remained silent, his bloodshot eyes fixed on Zhang Wenbin, his heart burning with anger. He could not believe that the young master he had risked his life to protect was such an ungrateful and treacherous person, unworthy of being human. However, in Zhang Wenbin's eyes, everything seemed reasonable and justified. Zhang Wenbin stood high above them, looking down with a playful smile. Don't look at me with such a vicious gaze. It only makes me more excited. Next, I will. Creak. The sound of a door opening interrupted him. A disciple of the Zhang family ran quickly to Zhang Wenbin and said anxiously, Young master, the family head has urgently summoned the clan's disciples. Please go quickly. Zhang Wenbin's cunning expression faded, and he put on a noble demeanor, saying calmly, I know, you can go now. The Zhang family disciple glanced at Suyu and Suling, showing a hint of pity, then retreated. Zhang Wenbin smiled cunningly and mocked. Don't even think of escaping. You will never escape my grasp. As he spoke, he made a gesture of gripping his hand, laughing with the satisfaction of a successful scheme. Hehe. He then turned and left, leaving Suyu and Suling in a miserable state. Brother, I miss father and mother. Suyu remained silent, his mind filled with the image of a tall, middle-aged man and a stunningly beautiful middle-aged woman. He vaguely remembered the determined backs of his parents that day and their firm words. Suyu, your mother and I have important matters to attend to. Take good care of your sister. Don't let her be bullied. Otherwise, wait and see what I will do when I return. Suyu involuntarily touched the jade bead hanging around his neck. The bead was dark green, crystal clear, and emitted a faint glow, catching the eye. It was the only thing his parents left him before they left. Father, mother, I have failed you. I have let my sister suffer. Suddenly, a wave of heat spread from his palm, and Suyu looked down in surprise. The jade bead had melted into a green drop of water, soaking into his palm. Then, he felt a warm sensation spreading through the tendons and veins of his hands. This sensation was not painful but rather comfortable, like a warm spring breeze. The warmth then began to circulate within his body, and in a short time, it spread throughout, and the pain in his body gradually disappeared, his injuries completely healed. Suyu stood in shock, unable to regain his composure. However, something even more astonishing happened. Suyu's damaged Dantian began to heal slowly. This was simply unbelievable. The next moment, the Dantian was fully restored, and the heavenly energy converged. Key condensation stage 1st level. Key condensation stage 2nd level.